for. United we stand, divided we fall. Oh man, be ya ne free we are kuye. Oh man, be ya ne free kabum. And ya no party, the paper move. Oh, party, the paper move. United we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall. Nia oman kana hinya ni se yebe ye bako na yedi no kwari ya dodo ye
Wakaba ene eyeda ukuada 14th August 2024. Undoubtedly, this is a new day the good Lord himself has made, and we are certainly rejoicing and we are really being glad in it. Grateful so we're feeding that's so that Atinka TV. This is the agenda show, your most watched news, current affairs and political talk show on TV 3 to 5 p.m. And as you have to say, na ye bawa transmitting from our studios here at the Atinka Media Village, Aveno Junction here in Accra. And when I say your proud sponsors, Lufat. Trust me, with Lufat, you are more than a conqueror in the fight against malaria. I've always told you, say, a drawback and you to malaria parasite. I say, and no any Lufat or walk into any health facility. Now you catch that say when you malaria and no any Lufat. A drubia should any also. Yours is to go out there and go and get for yourself, Lufat. Then you deal with malaria. Then trust me, you will be free. Malaria no what dene. Enti a draw it 2 minutes on Lufat. Don't forget, the Lufat comes in two forms: the suspension and that of the tablet. Suspension is kwalane there. Sanso and a tablet no. Am penny for no there. Dunya na would take it a 3-day course no. You will know, say. Then the Speaker of the Airwaves said it, and in fact, what he said is really true. I am Nanaya Ofianko, undoubtedly the Speaker. This is the agenda show, and we'll be having a conversation with the Director in charge of Special Duties at the ARC Movement for Change, the Afufanto Group, Ora Hobson Adoya. He's my guest this afternoon, and there was a press encounter, media encounter with the leader for Movement for Change, Ora Alan Kojoche Martini, and I was there. I was privileged to have been invited among, as he himself put it, cremes de la creme in the media space. I was privileged. So he himself invited me to the encounter, and we would have a conversation on the great transformational plan by Ura Kojoche Martin. A lot of things he said, and would want to really go into it, what he really seeks to present to the Ghanaian. It's time for the speaker's take. Let's go for the speaker's take. Come your way with the speaker's take, and it's time for you to get one of the favorite segments you love on TV. And let me also remind you, Semi Bejinaha, I really do not care about your emotions. I don't care about your feelings. I only care about Ghana. And this whole TV so we are a young quadia. You expect say Semi Bejinaha say there. It's about the interest of Ghana. So I can hit left, I can hit right, I can hit straight, and I can hit back. Baby, I say me hit Viana, a bit favor Ghana no. I'm hitting. Mamenda the entire production team I say. We are senior Asante is directing the show from the MCR. Welcome, bro. Welcome, sir. I'm sure say Bibia come. They will buy all the faith bana. Umfambaya. My update into one. Nanaje Kwame John is doing the do for me, and Kofi Anane with his boys and girls are in the studio making sure everything goes well. So I'm grateful to all of you, my production crew. And now I call Coconut Grove Regency Hotel. But there was a media encounter, and I was there. And it was by Ura Alan John Kwajotre Martini, flag bearer at the Movement for Change Afafanto group. There was a question about Commander Sugar Factory. For those of you who have been following this show, there was a time I spoke seriously about Commander Sugar Factory because me, myself, I went there. At the time, the secretary to the committee, Ransford Vani Amwa, gave me a clearance. I went to the factory, and I remember I came out to say, I remember at the time I came out to say, then there was no sugar being produced. Because I had to say, in fact, we be no crano, he produce sugar. In fact, one more year containers cry na ye printed Commander Sugar. A year sack. Na ye printed Commander Sugar. Abohun. So when there's such a production ongoing somewhere, na container ISR, it means at least the factory is able to produce sugar. And we never saw it anywhere. Possibly one more who sugar, one more who here. And then so questions were being asked. I remember before the day I almost commissioned factory, no. Then the flag bearer at the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Papa Kusindum, issued a statement asking about where the factory was going to get the raw materials, which is sugar cane, to feed it, and send how much we produce sugar from it. I remember on the day I almost be a factory, for those of you who heard about the factory was going to be shut down for some months. When I'm here interview, I did that interview with the Honorable Kwekure Ketegan. At the time, he was the Central Regional Minister, and Commander was on the soil of the Central Region. I conducted that interview. Then other media houses also fire. When it comes to Commander Sugar Factory, I at least and so when the factory was shut down, after some time, I went to can you imagine a factory being fufuru? Ye being fufuru. That ye being the announces said the factory will be shut down for 3 months for routine maintenance. At the point, questions were being asked, what sort of routine maintenance and that the factory was going to go through. Intia, a Juma bank for it to go through a routine maintenance. So questions were asked, and at the point we had some colleague journalists be who say sugar ever say prum. It's when this government, the Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo's government, took over. Now Ura Alan John Kwajotre Martin was made the Trade and Industry Minister. One pressure Ghana for the corner so was to ensure that the Commander Sugar Factory would be reopened for it to start operations. Said the Bayer, don't forget, at the time they projected about 7,000 people were going to get direct and indirect jobs at the factory. Now, this is what it was going to do. One more be Juma directly or factory on ho. One more swa, one be diashide na factory, the Bacotashi na fa babe abe naneno na ye a situation no so. One more swa, one more ben when yane our factory, one of the factory workers and also Atubiedi were also there. Driver for one more carry passengers near there, I mean the workers there, one more moton yane. So it was estimated, say about 7,000 Ghanaians were going to get jobs direct and indirectly there. Up to date, Omaya Yakobo Obesia $35 million. Na yediko see factory. Our commander. But people ne factory take it for me and producing sugar. Ko Obi Obekachira will say. In 2016, factory need to me produce a handful of sugar, or yet the biggest liar ever in the history of this world. It never produced a single sugar. It never put me on record. The factory never produced a sugar. You can't say and produce one. Pull. Grant to firm. $35 million. Now, Andrea Kojotia Matine at the media encounter. In fact, I was there. In fact, he himself put it. These are the creme de la cremes in the media industry. And so I find myself fortunate to have been part of the creme de la cremes. But there was a question posed concerning the sugar factory, the Commander Sugar Factory. The much talked about Commander Sugar Factory. When a question was asked about the Commander Sugar Factory, let's listen to what he said.
Part the occasion to talk about this on various occasions. I'm surprised that the NDC has up to now not been held accountable and not been held to account for the fact that you go and borrow $32 million to build a factory. By the time the factory is finished and installed and is commissioned, 2-3 months after evaluation puts it not the value at no more than $15 to $16 million. Can you imagine that? First time I stepped into the Ministry of Trade and Industry, knowing how controversial this Commander factory was, I decided that, look, I believe in continuity in government. So if the NDC has already gone through a process of loading this to a private sector, there's no problem. Let me invite that person to come and take over the factory. I don't need to start a new process because we want to bring in a new person. I invited the gentleman who won the bid. This was just 2 months before the NDC left office. 2 months before. Remember, the factory itself was commissioned when it was not fully operational. But that's by the way. And then at the same time, they made an effort. It went through a process of competitive bidding. The man who won the bid, when I invited him to come and take over the factory, he said, the amount of money that I bid for, it was just for bidding purposes. The factory does not deserve that amount of money you're asking for. So he said he's not going to pay. He's not interested in. Can you imagine giving an opportunity to somebody who has won a bid, a different party? He says he will not touch it. That is why we initiated another round of looking for investors. And everything went through Parliament, through Cabinet, every single thing. We went through Cabinet. All the people who bid for that, none of them put it more than $15 million. This for $35 million. In fact, a new one. Now, there was a Ghanaian who bid about $20 million for it. I called the person, come and take it. The man was running away. People were bidding $10 million for this. So I again called the transaction advisor. I said, what is happening? It beats my imagination. This is just 6 months after we have taken over power. What is this discrepancy? We borrowed 32 million. Now everybody is saying that it's not worth 32 million. So I said, you organize the first transaction valuation. So please do it, check again. I know I cannot blame you because you are not valuers, but at least you commission people to value as part of the transaction exercise. So call another valuer. I won't take the business away from you because you are a reputable international organization. I know you do your job. So there's no problem. Let's not fight about it. Because NDC is making noise. After defrauding the country, they are still making noise about this. So I said, okay, let's call another valuer and let them value it. Then they said it will not cost more than $16 million. Then I realized that.
So that was the Honorable John Alan Kojochire-Matene. Don't forget, Nanuyan will feed the trade and industry ministry and embarking on a presidential bid. The NDC, after defrauding the country, is still talking. This is him. At the time, Ura Ekos Gabra was the trade and industry minister. Papa, Sasemi Biyano. At the time, Ura John Dramani Mahama was the president. Papa, Sasemi ya Ura Kojochire-Matene Ediatuga said your government then defrauded the country. Mumbiyano. Because I am not too sure that per the pedigree of Ura Kojochire-Matene, he will say something he has no idea about. Because he gave a certain round of event here, across all this while, before he exited the trade and industry ministry. Say factory, yakoji 32 million. And then you put big crime, $10 million. Obiasi debi ebone lusa. What are we doing to ourselves? Is it true? So the NDC defrauded the state. It is more or less like Obiama me 200,000 Ghana cedis. Some in Fankoto car. Nama koto car naba. Not the next day or 1 week. Car ninko baby ye ton car no. Ye nyu bia kro obema ye 10,000 cedis. Obi odo na no babeka so o ma ye 10,000 cedis. Edu se onfa sika nambra ne fa car ki ne ma no a or no my excuses. At a point, the former trade and industry minister John Kojochire-Matene and a movement for change leader Open Mampeniedi can say even $3 million they were not getting any Ghanaian to buy. Any investor, not just a Ghanaian. And see, are we going to sit down and watch $32 million? Saturn, no. It shouldn't happen. Yes, I know a lot of people blamed him. Say Obayano, Commander Sugar Factory, went to me and Biano. It has been one challenger. Can't afford to do one the whole. Today he has spoken. And to what I say, and him for in fact, I expect by now, sir, can be in penny for Mumbai Muhano. Because if indeed you defrauded this state, if indeed Monsaka $32 million, and the factory Amokosi Yano do $32 million there. And bro. And he's been talking. In fact, yesterday he mentioned, he said, he's wondering why the NDC has not been held accountable. Why are you also failing to hold these people accountable? And I chop left and go so because it beats my mind. We're talking about 32 million whooping American Joe Biden, Kamala Harris dollars. enough to have provided some jobs. Medical Cultural said there was an estimation of about 7,000 direct and indirect jobs for the people of that area. It is a sea factory. No factory no to me and my sugar call. Me say Kwadwo Kyerematen is even thinking say so obi pass or better factory no $1 million grab buying and tomano eye so obi say sika no yes sir. Ebe ye buachi bi din ebe siwa enye hwe sika no be hye se sika no nyina be hye de nka ban pe $1 million. Can you imagine? For me, in fact yesterday I must put it on record. My encounter with the man. He's like, oh, a heavyweight. Just say, Ubisana Samoa, he knows what to tell you. I remember I asked one of the most difficult questions. Very short, but difficult. But he managed to answer it. Yeah. I say it was one of the most difficult because some of his people came to me and some way there. If he didn't know, papa. And he himself answered the question at a point he had to pause. But trust me, that encounter, I've had several encounters with him, but that encounter with that man yesterday, on your lighter weight or your heavy weight. And so such a heavyweight in Ghanaian politics will not just say anything if he does not know what he's saying. The NDC, I want to ask, did you defraud the nation? If you ever defrauded the nation, is it good or bad? Or was it good or bad? Obioso defraud will be a fraudster. Do you know that? If you did not, Kwadwo Kyerematen said you defrauded the nation. Come out. Like I've said, Owura Ekos Gabra, you were the Trade and Industries Minister. It was under your ministry. And as a factory, no more see. You were playing more or less the supervisory role as a ministry. Owura Mahama, you say the NDC defrauded the nation. According to Owura Kyerematen, what have you to say? I wish there would be a media encounter by Owura John Mahama. I would have asked that question. This is what Kwadwo Kyerematen is saying. What have you to say? Because the reality is that the factory never produced any sugar. No sugar was produced. At that time, you say, Sika, a container, a printed commander sugar, from farm. Na sugar no, ewahi. A sichire no, ewahi. A sichire ayadunum kokonum tea. A sichire no wahi. Kofi Annan was wrong. Kofi Annan was me share fuel wash na beji henyina. It means he is an ardent user of fuel wash. Kofi Annan. So you should fuel wash papa. Kofi, fuel wash ni nie. Ye do dia yite epon am de ma. Obi a place demand ana. I see a delivery. A man mo pay if you wash na mo use na van check mo how far. With fuel wash, trust me. In fact, Kofi Annan can say ha nyina ba gi nyina hwehweham. It tells you how hwehweham the usage of it will give you. This has been my take. Every minute I have Fianco.
The show was a jar of bar and a conqueror dim.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat. a wo homa malaria enka won to them. Lufat, eye malaria drop e.
And now you may kiss.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And aye Lufat. Lufat, a two malaria sententem.
Test for malaria before treatment. This advert is FDA approved.
Kwalia.
Hey, neka kwa maunga kupoze.
Mukomania muduma ne muje ka voters register ne azo.
Duzu register.
Electoral commission kamo ye we vle bia mo be bad gala. Be ma ya adwene ne ha ye na ne ye duma ne ye wudweke 20th August kokura dweke 27th August 2024. Ye ba shejuma dire ya abo 7 am na ya kwane 6 pm de obi ala.
Anu bodi kem kwane am de kakra.
Check.
Yo
Ne wudweke bia ala wo voters register ne azo. Ekwano kwa elkabi amo oseke bekechi be mala bebe hechi ba ma
Yo
mu elkamo ekadogan na ezan ko ele adene etinde etia ebi amo onsaka otigan la enwosoma bia la mo ewul beka yiduma beka bi era do ekata ne azo
yo odikem ko na duma kakra
Cheko konia no ko ake mu kanene ne melamo e ba via ye
konia
olua era do 2024 ni 80 ara do ngbanyima mo e fa krata ne yaga ama ebi ala ania Wike aba wane enwu dweka wa mlamo be ye yikre eshi wo dweka 20th August kokura dweka 27th August 2024 ye ba shejuma dire ya abo 7 am na ya kwane 6 pm de obiara wo adana for flazo men mo be helala ba be phone ba ne abeduma helalon edweka wo mlam bebo *711 *51 # wo network biara azo men mo be milba krata anaka be hu elkama babado la no kumba ho elkama be ye yikre la ba ho bania beduma ne be hu dweke eladre ngben ma mo no kun ba bo abe ma bania be hu dweke wa mlamo be ne eladre krata anmo aladne to ran la le adne tindetia ewemo osuzike olikekra oliyofle jajun lendene eva ewe krata anake anrene ene elkazan
konia
wa madre le waklibi
wa hwese wonua bi wodoba bi obi oda wa akoma so adamfo bi okunu ana oyire a wayira atete ene ohawa obefam kwangbeng so ena obefa enunti ena Atinka Media Village ena Samuel Amo Tobin Foundation edi dwumadi atundin se missing persons eha odofo na ayira odoba bi na ayira unua okunu yahwehwe ne mawa yenye uhwe New here and any picture, police extract. Na afedi aka no bra. Na yentwa ho foni nto amansengwa so. We sika je bi anim, eye free. Ye hwehwe odofo ne mawa, yenye usika. Empo wa epia ubehu obi a wayira ode ne beba no. Samuel Amo Tobin Foundation e wa chede a ede bema wo sa nipa no. Enu nti bra. Hwene so dwumadi eye Samuel Amo Tobin Foundation e na afa ho kanyina. Missing persons, obesan enya odofo no biom abeka wonsa. Friend nama egu screen so 0593 853-284.
Your child has lost weight, but I feed him every day. Have you been taking him for weighing? It is very important to track your son Kumi's growth to ensure he's developing properly. Then I will take him to the clinic tomorrow.
That is why for me, after exclusively breastfeeding my baby for 6 months, I introduce other foods. This helps to provide all the necessary nutrients.
It is important to be taking your son Kumi for weighing, where they teach you the kinds of foods to promote your baby's growth and development.
They will even teach you how to always wash your hands before handling your baby to prevent the spread of germs and to get your child vaccinated against diseases.
Good morning, mothers. I am proud of you for discussing vaccination and the growth and development of our children. You can also get your COVID-19 vaccine if you didn't take it during pregnancy.
Next time when I go for weighing, I will go with my husband so that both of us can take the COVID-19 vaccination.
It is important to pay attention to your child's health, growth, and development. Attend weighing regularly.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Okay, but I say, so grateful, sir, we're feeding, you that's so, this is Atinka TV, and the show is still the agenda show. Undoubtedly, your most watched news, current affairs, and political, social talk show on TV, 3 to 5 p.m. And yes, no, na Lufat of one of the Abidruha, did you make this from abroad? This afternoon, my guest, in fact, he's not new on this show. But when it comes to fire, he's able to throw fire whenever he appears on the show. Oko, the ARC, Movement for Change, the Afufanto group noir. He is the director in charge of special duties. Hopsi Adoye is his name. Commander, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Bibia kama dear.
Nyanko pardon, Bibia kama.
Ene u Afufanto, hey. Parafinelli egu komi.
Yeah, Movement for Change. Once I cover just 3 months.
Yes.
Barely 4 months. Na abayin sisan wa Ghana.
Who changes Okroma?
Some of the moment in grind. Yeah, near Congra na seva. Na send your mom for mini change in home. You have no idea.
I see.
Me na make a show. And for the first time in the history of this country, we are going to have an independent president who will change the direction of our politics in this country.
In the person of John Allan Kojo-Kyerematen.
John Allan Kojo-Kyerematen. In mentioning that name, John Allan Kojo-Kyerematen, we share 4th Republic, so I said, Nyankopon de Dum John 4. So, John 4 na Nyankopon de 4th Republic Dumuye. Yes, so then I cried the party. And a day, and who change abaye so.
At what time now who say Ghana na John 4 na Nyankopon de Adumuye na? And so say you do be on the John ever.
It's first na Nyankopon be many.
Is it Nyame bi wani?
Or be many among says John 4 nkwa na iso mudi o mai so. So I don't know, is it not factual? Your first president in the 4th Republic, Jerry John Rawlings, Anambwa. Second president, John Najekum Kufuor. Third president, John Evans Atamus. Fourth president, John Dramani Mahama. Ye drew Fifuno. And ye branch Kakrani called William Akufo-Addo. And he said, Ghana will be a Kamuno. At Ghana for Eddie John Allan Kojo-Kyerematen ever. Now,
any other name apart from John?
Ghana versus C. The Kwampaso. So I don't know the biblical revelation. Biblical revelation. I mean,
and surprisingly, I say an encounter with your flag bearer, John Kojo-Kyerematen, at a point we say, or the Yaone Kasa. Watching him from what he just said about the Commander Sugar Factory.
On say Allah Yobia, where matured in politics.
Yeah.
When young Crawford no to 2 shares in it. Go on yet, you know. O Kasa no osre. Umiani na no osre. It has been his style. When you be your propaganda. When you be a would diatro our politicism. Now of late, and this is for whom how Alan or progressive almost say, hey, why should ya Ghana for the 2 me bama papa yo. No more for more sins. Ede babe sane papa no. You don't commit sin. Now one can say obi ma meje ho punishment ma. When now commit a sin no, you should take your punishment. Now all se saba be go papa na so. Look, and the answer or the ma you use the word say what defraud this country. Aya ye di ahwemo. Ultimo who say adena ye ya. Because utie na asem na o se obaye no. Then this is for credit kind the ama private personal. One more year, look, say we'll be there for a year. So you know the number of months.
Yeah.
I will go through, obey publication. And when you go here, I could be a tender, obey say in the card. Yabeka say wona ya wodo adena ma no. A long process. Mutimi yes ade we nyina to hansa moko. Adena ntima nya adwuma. Opa office. No muto. What's it look? Yede adena ma. Aban de eye nto aso adwuma. Enti bra, de be ye adwuma no. I am ready to work with you. Nche sheye bia wo mode ma wo bia no. Let's continue. Papa ne say share. Me de me koje ne keke wo.
Me ready say meto.
Me ready. Me koje ne keke to save. Wo mo obi be je keke just to save the face of government at that time. Because I don't know. I mean, how can you take over 30 million? Now, amount for value adena. less than 15 million. Let's just say, baby.
Was it also not too harsh for him to have used the word defraud or defraud your man?
Now, is it now? What say what you so 32 million and not 35 million? Now, you say a less than 15 million. 10 ben out the bema. You give me the appropriate term so that I make a what your mommy appropriate term? An appropriate word, as he said, well, you so. Is it not a defrauding? What was it what you should say? Value a beer or baby, see Debbie. In Rusa. One Casanipa would demand no cries and woof rubber was here. Madame inquire for shaggy reason. And yet, I didn't walk on the sassy candidate mean to me. So many at you. Anna always say, Alan is not a vindictive politician. Or try say, or back cover Bibiana 1 month in the Swasiho. Ah, that obviously the Bob Robin a bar so that time when I candidate. But the focus was that young Chesa didn't be Yaguma. Now, a month for a war on the Ghana for or more a war named dear war 60 year hono, on Betty Mayden at Timania Jumaye. No more call up and down, sir, any other. One said, Tama, or Murezi issue, and say the current minister had the amount 1 million per annum.
Also, one
was it one more farmer? Because
a time is coming, Christ, can you do that?
Sir, etino, or more ran near bedroom, baby, no, it be a bear attractive. Or move to mania higher. So on yet, you know. Eti, I don't know, dear, last week in America. Na me dese papa na nkasa atuna no mutuo what can we settle sade we ndc ni bi also ye be ma no ma make challenge.
I see. Na papa the great transformational plan aba na under ITC stability, growth, resilience and prosperity, a new policy blueprint for Ghana's transformation. How different is this from party manifesto?
Thank you. What the Mifa Kwanya is Oneja, your papa apostle, Amwakwata. Young Koso, I'm wishing. Birthday. Yeah. Yeah, Koso, I wish you. Young belated. Audio goods are would nearly. In fact, Sunday was very, very, very fantastic.
And I saw you were so happy.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Kojo Martin so happy.
Oh, yeah. You see, once a woman. Me pa de just say o celebrity at 60 nanga menyin is what
oh 60
kaminyin that's what 60 so on yet no but nyankopa na dom wadru hono asori man so my ade mo hye da no nyam in fact nipa obeche ne ka no nyankopo nhira no
so de gina na so
yeah auto fie man no nyankopo nhira no the auto nsa sidi man no nyankopo like go bia nyankopo nhira. Then the Apostle General.
Apostle General.
Apostle General. Also, Yankupo Israel. Say, Obebrese. In fact, Apostle General has been a very good friend of ours. Then that day, no business. So my wife to me, my Gujumbi. So, Honumudiani and Gajumo Bayo. Yes, GTP. Senior Wawokan, you know. We share senior Alan so a day na you know a tosona. Was say practical steps towards building an enterprise economy in Ghana.
Yeah.
You can't enterprise economy. Let's just say you can't a dreadie a year.
Okay.
So, private sector no, and the lead the Ghana's economy. So, when me say the private sector pay, you are in trouble because I buy a friend I buy you who. What if you? A private people no, and the whisker, and no muyibi, no more the abra buying. So buy J, the fatoho, the fire new maybe a ye here, am I? We are Juma Yatuaka, Bosome Pe, Yatita, Yate Social Security, Yatu, in your Kaikawina, Sassi Caninano, and a qua by Hoa, a banya be a dear. It is a we are smarter, we use private sector. Na what the media who do share omunsa we economy no e grow ye.
Okay.
Say baby aye we send ya lanka ye. You hear stability, growth, resilience and prosperity. Now we are in unstable economy. But in this Fourth Republic, every president to the current president will be a bien anwa ne pride and he say wa build a solid foundation. When you have economy policy, you build a solid foundation.
Yeah, really, you build a solid foundation.
And I want it.
But have we?
May say, I want it. May cast as you so. Lawrence, what baby was a build a solid foundation. That I know, yeah, was you among Fontoma, Prof. Summers, no mamma twa, Jumadianiso. And I Jacob for buy. Jacob for buy, what ya zo, what build solid foundation, as so be twaso. Jacob for the no. One who say evidence about money say, ye free poor to middle income country. Now offer the size of economy of 4 billion. Move on within 8 years to 16 billion. Quadruple year. Not just say, who say, you cut the real foundation, or build it. And think as I say, superstructure, a chassis. Anna John Atamas by. Afi, na ye him, our middle income status and Aniano. One so at one of the State of the Nation's address, or you will lay solid foundation for the economy. Anna or the free mu. Can say JDM to so buy. One also say lay solid foundation. President Akufo-Addo Nanu ye say solid foundation. And the question is that when are we building the superstructure? Mabru say your third floor na.
Your third floor.
Third floor. Now, omule foundation you see here, and you see ground floor.
So this is the second floor.
The second floor. Ground floor. And you see first floor.
Yeah.
And you see second
floor.
Third floor. More and what third. Eti wo abonten na se wo hwedan na who say yes. This is solid building. Because superstructure is so. Enye foundation level. We yeah. The foundation na enye fe. Enye fe. We need to move from the foundation now yet
to the structure.
Yet to the structure. Now ama we economy na ye stable. It will say stability no aye den aba. Stability no nye just 1 year, 2 years old. As I say we stable continuous. Stable continuous no. Na fe we record growth.
Okay.
Eti wo digwa wo kita 10 cities. O tunton yo mawi a obo ho anu anya 12 cities.
12 cities.
Na ko 14, na ko.
When you see say growth no
eba. Eti growth no ba no. Na fa ma wo gadie no aba be ye solid, resilient. Eti ono de wo nuama short kura na wo nsuro. Wo ton nuama kakra na wo capital na wo de share ye no. Wanya to ho deda. Wo hwe nuama egu ho no mu a wo ton a obese nya capital no. Eni ade. Eti chese emu aba be yi tu. Abasa no. Afi prosperity ebeden ebeba. Eti wo ton nuama kakra wo say what must say whisker go timi toka foforo na wo dam. Still ano wo capital na wo de share adwuma na se no. Na enhye ye. Na wo hodom faso kakra nso so wo so eni ade saa na sese oman yi amamuo no eyeden eye eti yet free saa unstable instability nearby stability akọ growth ni ade no ubon sa fede obia wo krom bia no se edwa na wudi o se de na wuyo ye tua o kakra wo sa katua no modu wo se duane boa yefo katua no ye ketua bi kra na utimi to duane didi kama eni ade eno na yehwehwe eti GTP we no eno na pese edeba.
So this GTP, how is Kojoche Martini going to use this plan to take us to that level? You have a free foundation, no, and the structure for the Ghanaian for us to keep recording growth. Because for some time, then in the end we find ourselves at IMF.
I don't know what I say. So, with this plan, Ayereswa within 3 years. Every Ghanaian will see say Nialan Ekano Enye. You feel it. What you say? Say Sikagu Botoma, you are feeling it. And I'm what? Wo kwabonte aduane abu you see it.
You see it.
So how dey no. Eti ye just say development e koso ni ade a. Obi never be ye campaign a kire obi.
No.
Me do ka say de Ghana for hwehwe. Say abanya ya. Do you think say say aban waste this campaign?
No.
But imagine TV so by 3, 4, 5 times a pay. What real campaign? Because obia failure ade no e woni bottom. Obia failure ade no e woni bottom. So how dey no? It's a passer. Look, this is why Alan is saying say, look, the 5 northern regions. Buy the food basket for West Africa. Not the country, West Africa.
West Africa.
West Africa because Yebesha say northern regions assassin the dahui. Would you be was wa ebeye? Baya near depend say Nyankopon ye adom na won tonsuo mai. O tonsuo no kakra na aduane na ehye ho no body enya tupa ye wie.
Ensuo no tepe.
Just say another year. How can we live like this? Woko Israel. Wo mu desert no enya na ehu no tamaleni ade bi. Tamaleni desert grani ho. Do say enya yi no, I don't know yam friend desert o. So dey no. Tamaleni yam friend desert. So what go Egypt da? Who drew Egypt airport to that? You know that. And landing now share and we go and say yes. This is desert. Oko Israel. Wo masase no e desert. Wo mu yefu a, wo mu sesa nnuane nyina kogu baabi. No mo akọ baabi akọ tu ye kan say black soil. E dia ba be fele honum. No mo dua omunuane.
Sure.
They are able to do irrigation. Irrigation no enkoso ahibia. Eti throughout the year, eduane ekoso. You fancy a potato, they take it 3 months. In the year, we move to potato 4 times. But Ghana has say udia potato. After 3 months no utuya. Just a fibium. They do to table bioma. And now besa akwakodia. Eti oko Israel sisia. Ebia potato omudi no. Ebetima ye 10 years dia almost store. And omudi. Ennuane abuso. This year there eco storage. Eti Israel betima close to 10 years. Awo mu nyafu. And so commonly omo.
But in our case it's not so.
It's not na fi buy the kra na buy sisi abai da buy. Wo dey ma ho be 2 months. Wo ban sa open buy na aye den. Meanwhile, say buy be say 5 million. Ano mu 2 year in the whole. E mu be 3 million betima pro. Kwa
storage facility.
Ye di storage facility. Ye ni marketing plan any ade. E no na alliance oba be. Now, hwese Burkina Faso ebie omodam. Eye Bagri dam ya. Na ekunipa e wo Ghana. Say ejapade e wo Ghana. Ye betimi ayusu sa de no profitably. E no na alliance oba the 5 northern regions no. Obe create agro parks. This agro parks no ordinary beko for Lugu dam no. Aban en nisika or the kwakoye or the private person ebam direct. Then ye be irrigate the 5 northern regions. Eti adina eba no ya daveti biafa ha, ya daveti biafa ha, ya daveti biafa ha. Near the akọ baby adjust yantam say the babeye can they say no. Then ya pipe the whole a. Look, within a year, I so be 2 years. Sadi we be ya the following year. In Miania ye be jago krum hano. A be shocking amanfo.
So clearly at a point ye mean Miania ye be die. In Miane boarding because our leaders have not had a planner enough or sufficient food. Na yet to me save be cry.
That's right. Look, Ghana a national buffer stock.
Yeah. need to be
agrobi no mudi no. In this GTP, Allah say obe bring it in the private sector. Government there no onguno. Ebe ho. But obama private sector abom. Etunya nkofo mu kiteska be 5 no mo call into it, the competition will be very high. We turn it there was store, we turn it there was store any other. All the time no. Ubon say inuane eden e wo krum. All the time inuane wo krum. Share tomatoes to be ba ni ahihye bucket back here 10 cedis. What does that 10 cedis na? How long will it take? Would you have a good fridge move your grass would didn't grano? They did nothing. But say what storage facilities are. They are toss tomatoes ringing now for throughout the year no.
Tomatoes wo.
E wo ho. Etini bo no enye den. Yeah. Te say ashoto. Na omutu kwan akọ look. Ghana ha ye wo kwaye. Ya sase no eye. Wo tra Ghana border so a wo wura desert mu. Desert for no timi do tomatoes so ama no buso. No mu di ya hia ya kwa kofa free odum di aba Ghana. Are we not sick? Are we not sick? Obi a wono te anwia prada da so no. Wono timi do tomatoes. Emma tomatoes wo ho no mu throughout. Na ye free ye kwaye mu ne ya sase papa na ye wo no. Ni akoho ni akwakoto tomatoes see aba beto.
Clearly something is not right.
Something is not right. And nothing here ka say the two dominant party NDC MPP akoye se jaskele. We born away abo. The same thing. Wo ye body e. Etimi na ne banche da. So we need a paradigm shift. Take your time. Read about Benin recently. Maybe ta follow omo CNN, omo documentary, me ta follow pa. The new president independent
president.
Patrice Talon. Nye waye ewo Benin. Me che se emrofo nanga look, je kufo. Se okaya Tony Blair mo ne that time na hwan na ye Clinton mo na say Bush.
George W. Bush.
W. Bush Tony Blair mo ne ayi J10 foi ne J20 foi. Omu ye you know omu invite bia. Omu bisa no question all the time. How did you do it? Because the way na economy no ese grow ni ade no. I mean na omu nti ase. How did you do it? Find time and visit Jekufo or bet us and success no or chiche percentage Alan Kita the highest percentage.
Oh really?
I want a success. Bena make a show. Enti nyansa eni adwena Yankopon de ache papa no ana wahihye ni nyina. Look, se enye sa ensem o mudididi na just imagine say Alan with this GTP leading MPP as a party. Just imagine. Just imagine. So, Alan didn't have ever two way. Ya this soft copy to abonte. Ya te say parties no after o master here edit omoyi. Look, wo manifesto na beba no. Eba wi mo wo dia wonya kwa kokope bi. Per MPP 2020, 2016, per these two. Nefatuho. Per NDC 2020, 2016, sa two we nefatuho. Wamudi wa manifesto no ba, wo dey compare. Wo bon say copy antu, wo mo copy bebre free ha say da hihye wo mo.
Wo mo copy dey say the 2024 manifesto no.
Wo dey twen say eba. Say eba. Party manifesto dey say edim say dey sit here. So wo dey no. Da wo fa wo hu say dey me say wo de petrol etina me say wo de petrol per 2020 2016 petrol two parties no pedi ina fato na we no mbe release no mo release wi a wo de hwe o mo ka ba economy a wo de biem page by page na wo de hwe ade na fa GTP do to nche de biem na hwe ade wo be hu nuama amanfo awia from the GTP e de akwakosho mo yi
no ye de hu so mo wia
ma men ka ba ko nchiro Alan start here no say oba make sure say obey Freeport enclave.
Yeah.
So okay. Alan was the first presidential candidate to speak about Freeport enclave. MPP for we are na o man kan straight oh ye ba ye be Togo de ni bi Togo de ni eden Togo de so no because Alan kan yo hu say eh abosio kan for dwadifo agye atumu no ye ba be ye bi Alan say oba obeye traders bank
NDC Women's
na tija NDC Women's Bank MPP Minerals Bank ya the Minerals Bank here
Minerals no so e dey Women's Bank no so no
Minerals Bank Galamsey Bank so hu ne no enti sa pepepe e dey koso ade bia Alan said no let me sit down complete this document and put it out because oka sef na no mafa say what the document na ba enti abo mo slow down gagba ni nyina echi kura no wo dey ahwe agro parks ni ade adajo mahama ye media nkantai won say no use agro zones look wo beti ba wia term no but how to implement it
will be a problem
what so da ye say in the daye no no wa ye aluprene no the color you say inside said ye sitie wo na wo so da ye no wo no wa hu said ni ade na hyehye ana wo bo mama ne me di America me say daye na wo so ye na aluprene na ka kire me no me kwa koye bi betimi amodu aluprene no pepepe wo be said ne wo hu no daye no mu no me be hu ni za ni hu eti me yesi wo hwa asi da bi eja aluprene we na me hu ye no sa pepepe na ekoso no sa pepepe manifesto theft ni ne egagega ho ekoso da ne da ebre bi do a people's manifesto you matter ya be dia be nyina na ekoso so we say we afa ma yi ni ne egagega ho ya de abeto ho ya say we no hwe wa group into clusters
yes
we yi the 6 clusters na under every cluster no ye wo pillars under every pillar we have a thematic area. Under every thematic area, we have the solutions.
So then clearly he means business.
Yes. But say, what you no? To show you, say, you copy from here, no? Go back 2 manifestos. Never to what you unyadi na mpogram geye, but what you for 2 pe. Never to.
All right. Hobson Adoye, the man in charge of special duties at the ARC Movement for Change, the African Group, and we're not many in common, and they will go so much into the great transformational plan by Ura John Alan Kotochi Matane. And there is no apostle of the Ayapadi book or the Abawa. Here they are maybe but that will be after this commercial break.
Ubei asani so atio
na so me de duane da bia o
na ya wodi ne ko wen de ehu be hia se wo be ma wani akọ wo bakumi na pomidin hu
ene me de be ko clinic ochna
enu nti na me de me ye exclusive breastfeeding 6 months ansa na me sha ase de nduane ahodo ama no aka no funsuo nko a me de ma no bosumi nsia no ho we bo ma ne nya nduane do ahodo esese onya nina
enu nti na me se ehu be hia se wo de kumi be ko wen no eho de omo be kire onwane ko a wo betimi di ama abofra no na wotimi enyini kama
eho de omo be kire ohia se wo se rurun sa bribia ansa na wa se obanim na aboa bone ho ban efiri mmawa ho omo be san actual vaccines a obani hia a ebebo ne ho ban efiri yarewa ahodo ho
michemu eyam benije pass moody vaccination ene enkoda ne ho nyini ene omo yie de ho nkomo so wentimi an wo covid-19 vaccine no wa bra na wa fa afura sei de wo betimi awo
next time amede me ba ne beba we no me ne me kunu bemba na me ne no mienu nyina be wo covid vaccine no
ehu be hia yie pa se wo be ma wani akọ ba na pomudene ne nyini ene ne yie yo ho eya fa wo ba ne ko we yin se de se wo ko
Kaseboy, Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, anyone partners, and a bro.
Yazabo, Yazalante, Zizin, or your Kings Drive Ghana Limited, and your Feffery, and your taxi driver, another trotto driver, and put a one customer Kawakala, now your car owner, on the more day yana there, as the wood driver's license, never your 2 guarantors, I finna deposit 10%, nine, I your car owner, I feel channel today, you're more free comprehensive insurance, up on the payment to sir, or you're flexible, about Tobas near Chenica Cranka, and you how cry, Trotto taxi driver's way, even car no pay, you won't die, Toyota. Toyota, Daewoo, Nissan, Sprinter, Kia, Chade, Kabia, you will be. Motorbike, and a tricycle, small tractor, Aboso Kamacho, Mighty, Kia truck, you want in Nara, for one track, your head office, our cars, old timers, off Castle Bojasi Road, Koforidia branch, Sum Highway, your Benfidiasi, traffic light, Asamankasa branch, you know oil filling station, Accra Road, Isawan branch, your National Health Service, Adwaju, Kaswa branch, opposite old ECG, off Kaswa Yanyan Road, Kumasi branch, Adjoso, Amasaman branch, Satellite Junction, off Accra Saman Road, Somenya branch, opposite main lorry station, and now friend
0545 256 895, and I say 0543 753 629.
Kings Drive Ghana Limited, hard work rewards.
Kisses and Roses. Oh yeah, we are here on your screens, bigger and better.
Kisses and Roses. Abase. Ohawa. Ewo. Obane bema inkita huntie muno.
Yeni ya pamfo. Ebetenase. Na ya pensem. Muhaw nina.
Kasi bibi emprachia. Ya pimpam. It is your bomodin ya pimpam ne pimpam ya. Let's ye twitwi empna no.
Emma orenfi. Ye pemma wakwenya. Mobile phone so. Any WhatsApp so. For one semina,
and then there will be the sex segment.
The sheets of roses. And the kisses and roses. Yawa debia. Emra no watch abo. A Atinka TV so. Kisses and roses. Feel the touch of love. I wanna be with you forever.
Supporting sponsors: Fee Wash Daily Feminine Wash, Lufat, Door Event, Wedding Impact, Dellen House of Fashion, and Glamorous Hair. Person best sponsor program here. Prayer 0547 671 197 0547 671 197.
Atinka TV, your voice.
Radio Icon!
Yes! A radio Casafidia Kasium, and Atinka 104.7 FM. So,
Season 1 at the job opportunities, personality, prizes, contract, and after popularity, and Mamam Phoebe.
This is your time. This is your opportunity. Atinka Radio Icon Season 2 is here.
I'm not saying what forward you on who you saw what talent. Ebe Kinkai News, Ebe your programs, Ebe your sports commentary. Mumesia Kanya Emuatene, Niema Mwachedie, Niema Musika, Niema Mujuma Mwakwenya.
Na Ghana, and we are safe for Naninan Temonka.
Plantia Fenom, Martin Kakadi Wache, Kama.
Was see Okuku Seku Nipa Hu Papa.
Atinka Radio Icon Season 2.
Atinka TV, your voice.
Say, we're still live on Atinka TV, and Jumedi, the agenda show. Grateful, say, we're feeding, edaso, eda. Don't forget, say, Jumedi, bawa kwemwa, na, lufata daroma, internet, biano, bawa kwemu. You want to make sure, say, you deal with malaria, with lufat. And unkwani draw, you need to malaria. So go and get one for yourself. Once Doctors Bekache will say, when you're malaria, and trust me, you would be free from this malaria parasite. Hope saying Adoye Edaso. So hope saying Akwabi. So Enra, he was talking about stabilizing the Ghanaian currency, and in fact, it's not just by word of mouth. And the kind of call this great transformational plan in because he sees it is one of our major problems until we deal with it, as a nation.
That's right. It's true. Sen American, I don't know, under crust, the first economic crust, the pillar, the microeconomy. And the microeconomy in your 11 pillars. 11 pillars. Thematic areas, yes. Sorry. Under the thematic areas, no, and your stable currency. Yeah. And to page 16 say, it's talking about the stable currency. Near Obeyeni, Washisheni Washishana Bese Nyama Baku 10. Ebiti mama, yes, your currency is stable. Number one, another to was it to achieve currency stabilization within a period of 1 year. Ghana for the 2 mission inside. Say one president Nyama obeto to what the begu akwan yeah. Only a feba ko wakonya so no. Na your currency no agina. Eti say any dollar no ebe boso. Who say yes oh ene akose aba form say aye say eba form and eba form. Pa say ebe kosoro sade. Ebinsi obeye sade no. Yes so oyeni. Was it reviewed the operations of foreign exchange bureaus and commercial banks with a view of eliminating speculative and unauthorized trading of forex. Speculative. One who abochi for no. Yeah. Common speculate I don't know. Some for no demonstration. And this is for organizing demonstration. Me refi at the code there. Na ubikita plug was a bog. Has the rate, and then Abochi has the dollar. I didn't say a bog there. Was you or more Moshe or you know?
Bank of Ghana. BOG.
Yesterday. So it is how we are buying. No one to man yet sadi we are. It means it's a what judge the free fall of your city.
Okay.
How can we sit in a country, a sovereign state? Now, Crawford, Niger, Mali, Burkina, Betra, Tracoma. No more determine how we should run our economy. How? There was a time, na mene meeting yena. Yakofa Kimbu Honum. No who saw me to an army year back with sign, and no buy. And I'm saying, dollar is saying. Was say, okay, simple 16 something. And I'm saying, boy, 17.5. Was you obey man 17, me see that be 17.5. I know what I say. The next point, one also can 16 something, me see that be 17.5. Now baby cry 18. I didn't know ye 17.5 was a fabra. Basic science also. Just to get the evidence, say the equation.
Woman did dollar and who drananga.
Woman determine. So when you know. I say Bank of Ghana are so useless. Governor of Bank of Ghana, minimum yeti after all, would you ever buy a so or you ever can he's not here to help the Ghanaian economy. Make him maybe. You offer you cover up at Yamin for the currency. Made no programs are not be. That day to be man in a bar. And check. I don't want to police for good kromwa or more chassis or more chichi abochi fui. Oh, now I didn't have a stabilize it by 1 week. ya sa jaw mo gum ana mo yayi krom ha na di patre and a determined dollar in this country that back wo marina mo mienu ehye tudu sa ni pa mienu no ka o mutibom no mo ka se ne 20 cities
20 cities.
Do you know why? Omoto efiri nkrofo. The allegation is say mpenimfobi so enye sika na omoto dollar no mu disie any ade ti okwa ono determine no dia tum eno ano no Bank of Ghana for no mu di akiri. How can we run a country like this? Ubeko banks ni atro ho no maybe a 14 something. Okwa bonche say 16 something.
Yeah.
Are we crazy? Me de emre bia na me tu can say emre anu machiri. Me say mako ya sister country South Africa, enya Europe, South Africa. Me koto ade ba yi dollar betu am say o da bi o monye. Ghana ni wuyi dollar na ne hopo.
Ne hopo, yeah.
Ade. Because emra enya adwuma.
South Africa o make just for passport no visa we no omzama.
Enya passport ngwa ho. What do passport?
Yeah.
What do ticket?
Yeah.
E beta ho. Ni e hwe passport no ma ya bisa o say o visa no o hwe no wo hu visa na kire. O visa no wo visa na de bae no. O pese wo hu. No wa hwe visa no first. Afi wa hwe wo ticket.
O ticket.
Wo batambe wo kotambe. Ansa. Wasese sika na ma. Won fa ho eti wokwa South Africa rand emu odu ewa hoden
omumbu dollar no.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Wo fa dollar nye omo bibia. Hey, ye kansa say ye nyusu kan say local eso udi ewura hotel sisi ya. We say atro $150.
Dollars. Nti we try to see the equivalent.
Me ko kuma say hotel me ko akoda me say say 100 and I say hey what have we go $2? The Honda firm for so hopa jow. Now say, baby, I bet you is here. Ye near Waha, ye near Babeda, Brody ni ba, $2,500. Convert it to dollar, the catcher no $1 no amount. The $5 no me boho my yen Ghana for na yeba.
Yeah, omo yen say the be say $100 now ko dem na ya. The next time we come 1 week that's $100 no. Price according to cities and rate that cost raw. Though you are still paying $100, but
I am quite asem. Who yes are ubu on mine.
Yeah.
Ubu yen. So on yet, and yet that was his obey. Obey make sure. Sir Forest Bureau move cost strictly according to the law. What do you mean, Tiano? Look, I didn't think a bit mamma be quite. Then the park was $500,000 at a go. Are we not crazy?
What they quite?
What they quite? Young fan. It is a be a business person. Oh, me kwa China, me kwa Kofanyama. First thing, let me see your visa. Second, let me see your ticket. And some sense canamo. And no mommy evidence say you are going to China.
Sure.
What do you say? Now, nipa no buy says he can okoko wiaye so okoko fa de he
and they will reference bureau na e wo ho to so can I get $20,000 or check also I won't get I mean $10 amount so they have money
but no the amount
where you see this go no
are we serious as a country e passa ye pay den ana ye tima stabilize your currency enye duma so ho ne tie no ana enforcing existing regulation on repatriation of foreign exchange proceeds from export.
Yeah.
One will say, your companies were, or bit is MTNC.
Yeah.
Sika will be Biano, or repatriating at the South Africa. Aha, ye need run or hantino, dollar no better. No qua, or quacquas and honum their co, there ye. It is a way are buying now, my free for all. Pressure about so. Because dollar no obey here, Hano. One conjoin free wiem. Eh, one hour permanent. So on yet, no. Et you no or review law no making sure say when ya me fan say $100 million only for $100 million. Ya be mau bre.
Now they are calling kakran.
Open kono tranches within a year. No what media ko. Ya ma on $100 million in boom and fankwasa. E basa. At the pressure of our local currency. So, It is a ultimate yes idea we are. A bema a hoarding a cry then. Abba wo you na fe just a who bebre reduce panic buying of forests arising from loss of confidence in the economy and restoring confidence through a change of political leadership. One we say a toda like say institutions here na or more rating agencies. Yes, oh yeah de Ghana akọ CCC na man for say hey yo hono ma yesi e de akọ F ka ho de akọ F e wo mu afa de yesi junk e ba say pe wo ba hu say panic na ba hey ayi no say yo economy ni say eti obi e di America o kwa $6 de yesi because wonim say anya hwe no dollar ne de ahode bebam eduru ba bi na say o ka say o sisa sanwe ma wo nyina wotimi hyehyɛ na ho hyehyɛ ni ya
osidi ni benya ho
ebe ma osidi no anya na se wuji wadi na obia wo de yes wo ye minister koyi mi hia dollar de de abro ani ade na wo ndwene hawa wo be make sure say osidi no ebe tima stabilizer. These are some of the things you'll be facing.
Okay, my uncle share a governance cluster. And Yensha say from
Eka Oma share industrial transformation with just 1 point.
Industrial, okay, that's
yes.
okay. That's okay.
Yes, industrial transformation. Yes. One thematic area or deba strategic anchor industries. One say you bet to see factories are could be brave. Yeah. But here was somewhere I don't know very very strategic. And no and the day you can say magic in baba.
Sure.
Baku 10.
Okay.
Na sa 10 no baku vehicle assembly and component manufacturing. Apart from say cars wa has no. Say no obuba be manufacture component no.
Wiper.
Yeah, car component a wiper, mu glass in a door, aluminum modi ye we ne tie na de ni ade ni nyina no. Obuba be start wa has. It is almost started sad na. Yen kwala ye omo KUST engineering, mechanical engineering ni ade. I mean, adwuma no bebuso amo.
Bebuso.
Amomo. Eti edisika ankasa ene beba. Number 2, garment and textiles.
And textiles.
Yen tade ya ye hihye ya. Menim samaka wa hada. Me ko US. Na me free New York ko one of the states. Eti me fa American Airline. Wa woni JFK ye no. Or terminal no way. I'm terminal 7.
Of American Airlines directly.
That's right.
They will call JFK. Yes.
Eti me ko ya me kwa check in. Broni ba ku ho hwe me sa. You how to approach me. No so. Can you do me a favor? I like your shirt. Can we go to the shop so that I buy a new shirt for you again?
No.
Na me Ghana Ghana we na me she no. Just say which the ohwe me am say ko we secret ni an say the way I know ohwe me no. Me say e dey na ma papa ihwe me sa. Sa na tade na na ehye me no. Wo hu de tie no. Alan Tremantin ye wo kai agwa.
Yeah.
Oh ye wo free market or US o. Enti under government testers alone. Huh? Look, a small country like Bangladesh. I didn't know Bangladesh. You almost in Bibia. And so no, essence government and testers and no guano bopam at the core world market in it. Every year, $30 billion.
Which is serious for the economy.
Very serious. At Ghana, what do you 1/3 of it? It is a government and testers ever made just $10 billion. Yeah, we are not talking about billion. Billion. Yeah, call IMF saying you
3 billion.
10 billion. Yeah, call for a cocoa syndicated loan. Cocoa syndicated loan said yeah. And 2.7 or 2.something or 3 billion. It's government and testers and Kwano, a bit to take you over that. Within a year. We will not go to IMF, we will not go and borrow. All you need to do, look at the seamstresses and then the say, tailor for a workroom has saying. And one say GTP, Woodin, and I say ATL, and then other, Mr. Company man, more year, Fataman. And one say Okakoto, nice one, sizes in here, Pabuni say now be packaging. company wo hono mu a atuaka agidi nyina na atuaka ni export no eko sika ebeba oman yi mu no ebema oman no yetima gina ye nan so. Number 2, pharmaceutical. Until recently ya to bin komuni ayi mu yi say no nanka paracetamol kra yekra ye betima ye wo Ghana ha ya e de ade ne de wo hia starch de nua marketing bi wa ha say
ye wo ha so a na locally amaye nwuma
wa ha say. Number 1 ebema ndro du bo so akofam. Number 2 enro ya ye besa exporto ama na sandi sika ye dey abreyen adan ayi tobinko ani omom giga ka ho nyina no so boy exporto obo ayi so ho ne tie no enu na disika bebre o man Ghana ye hwe petrochemicals ye tu oil wa ha say no plastic ni nyina byproduct of the crude ye tu wa ha say ye wo gas wa ha edi ande. So why should we suffer? Near say they are called to top plastic free. You can say China, they have a good chrome has a. You bet you my do chrome has a. Amana ye easy amaye. It is strategic anchors now. You can anchor industries now. Alance or Babayeno. Edo Adam Boy. Now OSHA integrated bauxite and aluminium. Say Gadek is in a ye. I just say, or Moshe a ye bauxite in the idea. Omo processing ni ekai ka ho so edunko ano sika edebreye no enye sika ketwa then steel and iron eriso so edem ebe mayen ye ka ne sen sika. The next one,
industrial salt.
Industrial salt.
This is where my interest is.
Industrial salt. Apart from say we do segeni ada junction ya sise guboto mu aye to de be ye nhwan ne ade ade e de biom ne ade. Meanwhile, echi enya na ewo Ghana. No. Ready market salt. Ready market. What him say slow ba abrochire omuhia enchire say hwe. Ye wo industry big industries a omuhia salt na omo dia ye omayi. Ye go bi wo Ghana. Esoso ye mfa adwene no ma. Let's see. Ayi ba ye ya ye kan say Magdan yes, or be going to I mean, Alan made sure say what go through the successful though there were some litigation. Sabri, but last make sure you na you can say I down him for no name community in an answer or mate no maybe as echo salt to know the amount it can bring us. So when you know, we share the global market is about $15 billion. And so the emphasis say the Ukraine is just $1 billion.
That's serious.
What do you mean by Ukraine say? Me beside me whole question say, I don't know how to that. One more question na. Ya no yakota. I mean, ya asphalt. Including kwanya ekwa fum. One more fum kwanya now. Wa ye wa twa de awura fu odumu to the last end. That's right. Ye kronum city na ngasa mu kra ye ntimi nyeye. De adibia kwa fum. All because of Samuel we ya omoye no. Amo musika. Ama omo kasa omo yes ade na. Ombetimi aye. Na we enye aban asemu. Sa aban ana me kwa koye salt. Wo pe private person. Now the amano. Salt your body ama Magdan say. Or jire no ho na se kwa adimu a wo de obohu the dividend. Obohu the dividend. Ebe dru ba bi wo sa fe competition ever. Na amanfo so eba ba be hye ehonum ene ade. Na wo hwe vegetable oil fat and industrial starch. Three things together.
And globally the money involved is about 540 billion USD.
540 billion. Globally.
You get 10%, under 1%.
What do you mean 1%? 1% of it.
It's about 5.4.
5.4 billion. Starch. Industrial starch. Hey? Dear. Ewo wiase afana nyina no. Omo hia starch. It is starch there. Yade a ready market.
This is yet is a car on a commode.
Ah, I go for the guy one day.
I don't want to me.
Maybe I will continue to say it. May say, Akufo-Addo was a man determined to change the destiny of this country.
So what happened?
But allowing him family and misleading. Period. It's fact. Fact. What can they mean inside that? Akufo-Addo was a man determined to change the destiny of this country. Or allow the Bushman to mislead him. Ah, no go for Bush never be finance minister. Tia was him in Tia. Obeda go on him. Also, Bush didn't know who's so over fire. Obeda no go on him. I am a yamano papa.
Jina ya oya suna me verify now break na membra. Me ba we'll look at the next one. The manufacturing and machinery plant equipment.
That's
then
right.
Possibly we'll go into the Japadia document.
That's right.
Ukita bohodero.
Yeah! Abrochra mantemwamba. She flowers. She chandeliers. Net yiram say. What? She kunya papabi. Into table super cutleries, plates, glasses pa. And yashashan in a huge auditorium. It may find between 500 and 1,000 depending on your events. Say a conference in Tiupashin Konyankwa and over 1,000 attendants. Abontin Ponyamai and engagement, wedding, funeral reception, graduation, no and this year any table soon satin chaper. Yeah, I don't know. And not to meet you at least 500 and some Pabontina. We have spacious car park. I was say, Bramian to winning on that special occasion. Door event annex was 17 Mokose Street. Yene the Alabasta International School in the opposite one North Kanishi, Accra. Fraying 0243 590-339. Door event. Your event is our prime event.
Kwalia.
Hey, neka kwa mwana kupoze.
Mokomania muduma ne muje ka voters register ne azo.
Duzu register.
Electoral commission kamo ye we bia mo be bad gala. Be ma ya adrene ne ha ye na ne ye duma ne ye hu 14 August Kokura Joke 27 August 2024. Yeba shejuma de ya abo 7 AM na ya kwane 6 PM de obi ala.
Anybody can call am de kakra.
Check. Ne enwu Joke bi ala wo voters register ne azo. Ekwano kwa elkabi amo oseke bekechi be mala bebe hechiba amo. Mu elkamo ekadogan na ezano ko ele adne etinde etia ebi amo onsaka otogan la. Enwo so bi ala mo ewul beka yiduma beka bi era do ekata ne azo.
Odikam kuna mduma kakra.
Steko. Konia no kwake mu kanene ne melamo e ba via ye.
Konia.
Olua eradre 2024 ni 80. Aradre ngbayimamo e fa krata ne aga ama ebi ala ania. Nweke aba wanya enwu dweka wa melamo be ye yikre eshi wo dweka 20th August Kokura dweka 27 August 2024. Yeba shejuma dire ya abo 7 AM na ya kwani 6 PM de obi ala. Wo adana for flazo. Men mo be helala ba phone ba bania beduma helawon edweke wo mlam bebo *711*51# wo network biara aso. Men mo be milba krata anaka be hu elekama babadoela no kumba ho elekama be ye yikrela ba ho bania beduma ne be hu dweke eradren gban ma mo no kun ba abo abe ma bania be hu dweke wo mlemo be ne eradre krata anmo aladne to ran la le adne tindetia ewemo osuzike olikekra oliyofle jajun lendene eva ewe krata anake arene ene elkazana
Konia
wa madre le wakli bi
wa hwese wonua bi wodoba bi obi oda wa akoma so adamfo bi okunu ana oyire a wayira atete ene ohawa obefam kwanben so ena obefa enunti ena Atinka Media Village ena Samuel Amo Tobin Foundation edi jumedi atundin se missing persons eha odofo naira odoba bi naira onua okunu ya hwehwe ne mawa yenye wo hwe New here and any picture, police extract. Now fe di aka no bra. Na yentwa ho foni nto amansengwa so. We sika je bi anim, eye free. Ye hwehwe odofo ne mawa, ye nye usika. Empo wa epia ubehu obi a wayira ode ne beba no. Samuel Amotobin Foundation e wa chede a edema wo sa nipa no. Enu ntibra. Hwene so dwumadi eye Samuel Amotobin Foundation e na afa ho kanyina. Missing persons, obesan enya wodofo no biom abeka wonsa. Friend nama egu screen so 0593 853 284.
Your friend Kobna Fofo, a mammy and Ed thing, your mates, the chasing passengers, still to me, Jerry Muche, a to have been so no more dynamic peja, na me do feel no, Namunam me think so palmy, she be chem, it would go plus, na it will rest painkillers, fire. I'm young Payano, a free so. Even Yammy boss, understand me, driving, and so tassy chair when I'm yow. Listen, see, no to me, now offer, it would go plus, to say, fire no. What the young con, now your cat owner, young girl, a young office, a tassy chinty, the beer or sin and Mujania, the city, now offer, it would go plus, and Funam Yanasi.
Rest the pain with Iburex or door the pain with Ibudor painkillers.
This advert is FDA approved.
Okay, well, so we're still live on Atinka TV and Jumediano at the agenda show. Grateful say we're feeding at so undoubtedly your most watched news, current affairs and political talk show and Yedi and Common. Now, hope seen Adoyeno coming one Yedi in Common. I'm reading a lot of you based on what you have sent to me in maybe I am intrigued by some of the messages you are sending to me. But Moria go pelufat nato nafatu malaria. I hope saying but I'm reading a lot of messages. People asking me to restrict you to only the great transformational plan. Are there other moye no one some na oga?
Number 2, or more church or son, or they check it, or more profile picture. Once MPP in that.
Say bibi fufuro bi ha na mo awo bo ho dewro.
Oh, send me there. No. Me ma betra hey. Question bi obi send me me answer. What that say? Ma ba hey. Me Bible according to Alancho Mantini. What that say? The Bible according to Alancho Mantini. The Savior we sa document we e never be save Ghana. Ayi free sa mercy mu e de akoba bi fufuro. Eti what be some questions wo ho. Me ka ho asem. Enye book ba ko pena mikita ba ko bi susu nie ya twere ajapade wo bi sa me ho question my answer the implementation ene susu nie omotima ye ne eguso ene ne ekaika ho ene susu nie wo bi sa me ho asem eka
so clearly me bi sa ho asem anka ho
wanka na sa me de me mi wa he ne wo bi sa na me ka na me wa
interesting I say why an apostle to this ajapade book.
Na say sabi.
Is it an authentic book?
Sabi and some phones here best to society we so. Look. Odi abai there ba me famra. Masa obetima zoom a me pese me kire bibi wo kire honom. Me pese mo sheda zoom ma me. Wo de wo wani mu nti hwani ye pa. Me ba be kire bibi no wo hu sene esetie. Nkrofo bi eti ba bi keka se enye no kre because ya twro Absa Bank wom. Na Absa Bank ba da ben eni ade enko kire kakra bi pese me nya full book no se metima nya full book na ase ho bibi wo ho me pese amanfo hu anantro ye no na
AD 2020 no.
That's right. Once we fa book ni say ya on sheda enhwe nyama e wo so wo hwesro ha right hand corner say na restricted. It means say enya nhuma ye de e kwa abontin na mempeja nkoso wo ho ase ho no down ho dia de na ho
me hu osaje for motive
there be asiese kura
AD 2020
AD 2020 it means then
is it after the death? No, it couldn't be, but probably it was produced in
a date
and then probably it was produced or published in 2020.
you see a code AD after death what do you say no annual person watch 2020 it means the year 2020 and we are reviewing or more or much in 2018 that was MPP, a member of the National Communications team. We had a communications meeting at the party headquarters. Sabu ku yuhasem ebetoho. Yes, ye hu se book bi aba system mu. Kasafa the Achim mafias. Enti no kwan bia so no ebeka ye beda ni aso ano. Gabi was in that meeting. Was a montonchuri baby, a fake montonchuri. Aneja, ye 2018, near per how to, handle it. Not just say, enka ya you cry, no, so yantonchuri baby. And to wait, revision 2020. Okay, revised version. Would you make us a baba?
2018.
Make us a baba.
Okay.
Revised version here. Now, this book, per what I heard, just one book in the whole world.
You heard
one
from who and from where?
I heard from someone.
Maybe.
Me money. One printed outside the country. Oshe buku yi mu a bibia kire say photocopy anamewa everything wo say photocopy anamewa good enti it was under lock ya to special save amano baby a group a mo twiro we Asia special save ni aloko omo ko hia na ya to ho ni ekom sani na ni eko GTP mu omo wi a na omo di ahyem na won say Yankopon onso so eya na odi manema on pese ade we beko to the latter na begensi Ghana fo nyina nti one of the meetings omure fi na ka table no say ana obi copy so photocopy asi office ho no tam ye ano photocopy no jatu oboko pa ko offer the phone or scanning ni nyina no photo no in soft copy no jatu abonting it means say na didi jabia ko so oba bi because say didi jabia anko so a I don't think say nkasa ni pa no be sade no I don't think so ana de na beto abonting 2020 revise ayi enie me 2019 me contested parliamentary elections 2019 somewhere October honum September October ho me kwa file no Absa Bank ana me kwa obi a we say me say you see amanfo efa de a wo mo study ade no analyze ehun se ne setie it is true say the original book no APA 2016 before the elections. Media original one make us me mani hu ya na me boa. But obi ne kama me te say original one na enye ejapade. Na ya tro so asase tie ni ye. Ghana di bia wotie bia tie ni ye. Mo abugira ho am defended this road. Dache mo mabe bomudua. Se moti matena se. Aba busua ko ba ko ti ma twenga na nyina di sei. The original one was asase. Anna from abusua no ma obi akobie radio efe no asase radio. No I confirm book no. ano mu di America azazi radio bia ni yabe one guy ye bia before 2020 anami wa and you say hey and you pass adi confirm and you kwa padia look we hear things in this country and they change kwa japadia now in that japadia no mu no send your more kase asante richacha wase wana chroe uti na zero guy hey so president Agasa say NDC for na chroe eti wo de mama mingi ntum NDC for na chroe so na ensemu a ewo mu nyina ACC baako let's just say NDC factual
we no book ya okita is it cover to cover and I say any pages ni nyina na wo
me wo ni nyina there is the forward a table of content
enti ensema e wo book no emu ni hen na MPA
wo say
plan ben na MPA
meba ni so Ajapadia project update Omo Kasaba Central Bank changes in leadership. Some will take over, completed. Security and Exchange Commission changes in leadership, taking over, completed. Data Bank Financial Services say obeye advisor in major government deals. And kwanko major nukrabimo all government deals, taking over, completed. Data Bank according to Manase Bukuno benefited 9.2 million euros on this. Nipa bako, abusian bako pe. Ya yusu Ghana, ya kakwa could do 742 billion. What if ye defend the way? Aye, Krana said nipa no a benefited craft for say, oh, wona what if ye defend no crab abeje, you crafa koko a year. Thank you, Becca say, why your papa? I say, I didn't know Yanko Pondi Acheno, ye yet to actually. Who defend anyway? Bible can you, Matthew Hobby? Was it the rich will be richer and the poor will be poorer? Yes. She can the GVG? Yen fast our company way, Emra telecommunication system. No more than Mameshe, near monitor in the book. You monitor specific people. Was stated even in MPP. Specific people be a yen believe yen trusty omo ye be monitor omo course. And then when they say Jumano, and then can GVG completed.
How about the school of thought? Say these are near my SEC and no be a kudiakoye book.
Yeah. And Tibebia or Kase Yema Kofi Busumpim or Safumafo. Mayor Director General of Senate. Send a bay access to Eco Banker or Mudebayo Muniama or Munyas Kebi, or Mudebayo private business or Mudia Wire, Eddie Abamo Motimayo.
Did you have this book before?
May say, no. Listen.
Now we book way before the appointment of
may say, listen. This is the date. 2020. Kofi Busumpim was appointed 2024.
There be upside. Date the name I made my book. At the date at also 2019.
How?
No, that is possible. Why
How?
I'm going to print it?
That would make you say 2018. This book came out.
So you saw it
in our meeting. Okay. 2018.
Okay.
And it doesn't know okay. Yes, I'm not okay.
Mami bisa wasam.
No. Asam na will be something as if we say. Me na mambo meeting much.
I am just asking questions about any doubt we are Ghana DBAO.
See.
Yes.
27. Was say installed by Ubia as part of the succession plan. In progress. Any in progress. Say, why a Fabera? No more shall say, and president. We are implemented to the latter. Kimibia deco. Ubi book we more 332 gallons.
And let me be one question, sir. At the end, we book we more. As of now, NCA.
In progress. Ocean number 30, a cursory look at approved concession on the year. You say Asante Bediok to Anna Enya in charge. Now, say a Japa LSC incorporated in Jersey. A bit my legal means non budget royalties. Omotiaga Krama by Tiaga Krama Himfo, Nafakasiana Pako Gombutum. A Japa LSC, a parliament and Azango. Maybe so.
These are near my SC that.
SC that
these are near my SC. Whether call
maybe so say a koyana say uncle.
Who are koyana's uncle?
Who is central in America?
I am asking you a question.
Oh yeah, you may make our way.
Based on me, so my question, maybe sir. What that's good for now. These are document air trend but in asking questions, maybe perceive me was for instance, I deal with almost travel plan in so we can monitor it from now to maybe October ending to say ABC and agency. Niema obubo sunyina nioma esi. So putting pen on paper to say these were the plan, one can arguably say normal. It could easily happen.
What can go for mom? What come? Me catch your plane. Me fancy you. Go mom Ghana. What come?
No,
sadly, but we are show.
There be trouble. The fact that me doesn't mean say sitting where I sit, I shouldn't ask questions.
But the question you are asking, I mean, what my board that you? Sure.
Sir, okay.
Sir, interview. Eda online. Obaba betie wa say hey. Nyabotre. Yeah, be some question.
Cover to cover.
Be some question.
Adie bia wo book no bia no abemu ana.
Meba. Ma me start. Once a book there. Wo fa. Wo da meba. Book wo fa. Sa forward you know ekire on e pese ye. Near a book no. Near book no ekire. What you say? Now, it was signed by Oforiata. Here. But my main kind baby back home. What is paragraph 9 of pet? Next, senior city. Committee actually, but Mitchell Bibi. Was it although the Ashanti group within the current MPP jeering itself up to take over the party after an announced tenure in 2024? Today, if we could work to bypass them in 2024, with hard work, we could work to pass the mantle over to a non-account person, preferably from the north, under whose presidency we could secure the maturity of our takeover project. What is that saying when one more you want to? Now, Kase, you may be more NC Yentino, just say you monitor. One hour studio ha, no ababi we are camera co. Na yeta, no ababi we are camera co. Na fi who say, hey, Sayana, Mr. Speaker, Tabahanajo. Oba babium. Never be talk until what he say. What I bahanajo. Eti cameras in ira no. Ebeya wa. Oba bahanajo bium.
So then book ye piano. They will not implement the rest of the plans. NNC. That's what you want.
Oda omobeye. Sa oda omobeye. Sa oda. If you tell me say, eyadia, look.
But it will be quite unfair on my person for you to say me Ghana.
Now question will be
because the reality is that you should admit say baby I ask questions so that I can set certain records straight. And yours is to answer the question.
But that's a side of my person. You agree with me? That's not fair. It's not.
Did I ever say it's a fiction?
What question now beside it?
I don't remember making that statement. Say it's a fiction.
No. Not the word fiction, but your question point to say it is.
The interrogative right to ask questions. I have that right to ask questions. It may be so as something I just say, me boy me say Ghana.
Nanga.
Hope senior. Well, he's a brother. Hope senior. I'm sure I'll have more time someday with you.
No. I do it here. Look, once I mashas here, mark, and near the other. So on it, look, say what kind of year? Now one analyze your own. No, you wait for this country.
All right, may I say, I'm pretty sure say I'll find time with him once again. Then we'll go through the documents.
Okay.
My job here is to ask questions. And I mean exactly that. From Nana the entire production team now say, and they one in the AIDS and a buyer. If you are born by woman, and as a woman, who secretly for you, where they meet my own Yadwa. God willing, engineer,